of this game could be the matchup at the 5 spot, Clark.
You know, Brian, we've seen strong play at the center position these last few years, and we've got two bigs who can each take over a game, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching them square off.
Here's the starting group for the San Antonio Spurs. Sochan and Wemby are the bigs. Then it's Harrison Barnes. Then there's Chris Paul. And it's Champagnie at the shooting guard. Now here's Sochan. Pass to Paul. George against Barnes. 6 to shoot. To the inside. Wembanyama. And the dunk by Wembanyama.
Well, Victor doesn't have too far to go. I mean, he just pops up to the rim, makes it look so easy.
Oubre finds George. Here's Yabusele. Checking his numbers. He's put up a little over 9 points a game. Shot from 16. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Paul. Barnes against George. Barnes passes to Champagnie. Now Paul. Checking his stats. He's scoring around 9.5 points per game.
That's a shot he'd like back. He's usually going to make those.
And for an up-and-coming San Antonio Spurs team, Grant, what's the key for them in your mind?
I'd have to say, B.A., that it's patience. You know, young guys need time to develop their game and learn from experience. You can't expect people to become stars overnight.
Now here's Paul. There's a screen. There's the 3. It's hauled in by the Sixers.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
The 3, George. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Cannot let George get his feet set out on the perimeter. He'll bury it.
Now we'll go to Allie LaForce, who had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse.
We talked about his matchup against the highly touted Victor Wembanyama, and Coach told me Victor's combination of speed and size creates a lot of problems on both ends of the floor, so we've got to play a physical brand of basketball to just keep him out of rhythm. It'll be interesting to see how that affects him, B.A.
And Allie, thanks. Wembanyama screen. Here's Sochan. And that's good. His first bucket of the game.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. He wants to review the game plan. So both teams making some changes here. And in terms of assist numbers, these are the players that have stood out over the past month. 5th on the list, Chris Paul.
His teammates trust that if they get open, he will find them. They're really in a groove right now.
There's a minute 17 left to play in the first quarter. Back to Drummond. Shoots over Collins. Martin right side. Jacks up a 3. Drops in the 3.
You know, as you add experience, you start to see the floor better. That was a sweet find by Drummond.
Vassell outside. Collins a screen. Beyond the arc. Drummond grabs the miss.
That's staying connected to the shooter and timing the contest.
Now here's Lowry. He's guarded closely. Drummond finds Maxey. Back to Drummond. Lowry outside. Fires from deep. Just 5 to shoot. Late clock. The Sixers need to put one up here. No good on the triple. Spurs trail by 5. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
And the coaching staff encourages Johnson to take initiative. When he does this, he draws the defense's attention.
First one falls for him. And Johnson drops them both.
And every year, Johnson seems to get better. His drive to want to be great is admirable.
Inside.
And the lead increases on a crazy crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely sleek.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Philadelphia on top, up by. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Philadelphia?
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
One other thing they've done really well, moving the ball around. They've done a nice job not settling for that initial option and making that extra pass.
Joel Embiid is out there with Kenyon Martin. Then there's Eric Gordon. Then there's Caleb Martin. And it's Lowry in at the one. That's the group for Philadelphia to kick off the second quarter.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
Up top, Embiid. Top of the key jumper, no good. Spurs trail by 5. And we're joined now by Shams Charania. He's calling in with a story. Good to have you, Shams. What's going on?
Thanks. The Spurs are great at drafting and developing, and in selecting Stephon Castle with the 4th overall pick, they've made a play on upside. He's a versatile wing defender. Shooting and his position were the question marks. Can he be a primary playmaker? Will his three-pointer prove to be reliable? Guys will see, but the Spurs are very excited to bring Stephon Castle into their program.
A star talent. All right, Shams, we appreciate the update. And the foul on the shot. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. You know, Grant, you talk to scouts about Stephon Castle. They just feel like this guy's a winner.
Well, certainly we saw that at Connecticut. Now, as a freshman, he was a key piece in their title run. He actually turned up his game in the tournament, and that's rare for any freshman.
Keldon Johnson, he's checked in for Barnes. The Sixers lead by 5. Here's Yabusele. Back to Lowry. Embiid a screen on Jones. Lowry against Jones. Stolen by Vassell. And here comes the break. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
Yeah, great finish from Johnson, leaving no room for error with the slam.
Here's Yabusele. Back to Lowry. Pass to Embiid. Over Collins. That's good from Embiid on the assist by Lowry.
Well, he could have earned some style points there, but he really doesn't need to use the fadeaway when he's that wide open.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. Coach wants to speak to his guys, maybe alter some of the game plan. And the 76ers with some changes. George, he's checked in for Martin, and it's Maxey in for Lowry. A big group substitution here for San Antonio. Wembanyama's checked in for Collins. Sohan comes in for Johnson. Champagny, he's checked in for Vassell. And it's Paul in for Jones. Here's Sohan. And that one comes up a bit short. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. It's a 5-point game. Tonight, their first look at this San Antonio squad this year.
A difficult matchup for them last year, with them losing both games to a team with a bad record.
Yeah, on paper, it looked like it should have been no contest, but the opposite was true.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
You gotta love Tyrese Maxey's approach to the game. He said, quote, "I really have a simple life. I have this joy about playing basketball. I like putting in the work, so I'm extremely focused, extremely competitive, and I'm out here having the time of my life. I get to do what I love every single day, and it's a blessing," unquote. Brian, he's such a positive guy.
Yeah, he really is. Thanks for that, Allie. Maxey against Paul. And Embiid with the block.
Don't test Embiid now. An impact defensive player is what he is. He does not lack for confidence, and he shouldn't. I mean, this guy's a dangerous scorer.
Now here's Oubre. Not a lot of room. Just 5 on the clock. Rebound by San Antonio. Coming off a win against the Blazers.
Oh, man, they were in total control, really doing anything they wanted. It was that level of dominance.
And, you know, everything seemed to just kind of flow naturally for them. Felt like they were in a groove from the opening tip.
Back to Sohan. Tries it from 16. What a play! He drains it at the buzzer!
Great job ending the quarter on a high note.
Nothing.
Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3.
Taking a look here now.
All right, looking back now at that first. Thanks, as always, for watching. Let's head back to Brian.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. And the elite bigs today can score posting and facing up, Clark. Can all those options make it hard to decide which way to attack?
Well, I agree with you there, and I think it's a good problem to have, quite honestly, B.A. I mean, that's also, I think, where coaching and analytics comes into play, trying to keep track of what approach is going to work best for you.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting the second half with. Barnes and Sohan, your small and power forwards. Then there's Wembanyama. Then there's Chris Paul. And it's Champagnie at the 2. It's stolen by Wembanyama. Paul passes to Sohan. Paul, shot is off. The Sixers lead by 5. Maxey surveys. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Pass to George. Shoots over Barnes. Sohan with a rebound. Spurs trail by 5. Well, this was a big summer for the 76ers, Grant, trying to capitalize on their championship window with superstar Joel Embiid.
You're spot on, B.A. Acquiring the talent that might allow him to save himself for the home stretch. Of course, last year's playoffs, he battled heroically, but ideally, they'd like him much closer to 100% come the postseason.
Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, exactly. It sure is. Plenty of second opportunities. 8 of their last 10 points from the paint, but the defense still continues to back away and not show any aggression.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Now let's check out the Western Conference standings and see how they look here in December. You look at the Spurs, and so far they own the 9th best record in the conference. Not where they'd like to be.
Well, right now for the Spurs, they're really doing their best to rise through the rankings. Time will tell whether they can pull it off.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing. It perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
Yeah, he's usually the playmaker, but Paul can knock down a shot like that if you set him up.
Here's Oubre. Shakes off strong D and gets to the bucket for 2 points. Oubre's got his second basket of the night. Spurs trail by 6. Outside Barnes. 1:46 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Champagnie, that's good.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Now here's George. He's got 5. Ooh, excellent D there from Barnes.
One reason this game is so tight is because both teams are hitting the boards with reckless abandon.
The battle to a standstill on the boards has really been something to watch, and the game's not over yet. We'll see if one of these teams maintains more energy than the other going down the stretch.
To the wing, right side. It's George on the wing. He's guarded by Barnes. Lets it fly. Sohan with a rebound.
Just hasn't found much consistency from the floor, but his teammates have picked up the slack.
Ball against Maxey. To the left side wing. Oh, Wembanyama reaches up and throws it down.
I'm always worried about Victor's head hitting the rim.
Maxey against Paul. Embiid, high post. They can't stop the run with that one.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
No debate there. He got hammered.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
San Antonio shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight. He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. 9 seconds left in the third. Maxey with it. From deep three-point land. And that's not gonna go. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. San Antonio on top. They're up by 2. And time to... All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the 4th in what is still anybody's ball game. Eric Gordon is out there with Kyle Lowry. Then there's Kenyon Martin. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Martin in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Vassell outside. Lowry against Jones. Outside Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Jones. Let's go with a 3. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Down low. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
He can really read the floor. Precision pass in rhythm.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. So it's both teams making substitutions here. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Greg Popovich's huddle. Coach had a clear message for his team. He said, quote, let's finish the job out there. It's ours for the taking if we can just get it done. So it sounds like he's hoping they can close out this game strong, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Here's Sohan. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him. And the Spurs lead by 2.
And their offense has been much tighter since halftime. The guys are starting to work together, moving the ball around, getting good shots.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly looked a lot better offensively.
No wonder he's been off the mark. He's been hanging in the background, somewhat uninvolved tonight.
And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half of this 4th quarter. Outside Barnes. Sends it home from three-point land. Now it's a 5-point Spurs lead.
You know, Barnes is a good shooter from deep. When he's in rhythm, he's dangerous from out there.
Here's Embiid. Oh, rejected by Wembanyama. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wembanyama. And we're about 2 minutes into the 4th here. Embiid, a screen on Paul. For 3, Maxey. Rebound by San Antonio. Wembanyama's got his 5th rebound in this one. Right side, Paul. Pass to Wembanyama. Five on the clock. Fades and shoots. That shot is off.
Can't blame him. Just trying to take what the defense allows.
Here's Yabusele to the paint. Here's Embiid. Oh, the bucket's good, and he'll have a chance at one more. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama.
You like Embiid's confidence confidence and willingness to step up in the big moment.
Free throw shooting comes into focus in tight games. As usual, he's up to the task.
To the middle. Embiid with a steal. Here's George. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Well, you really have to like how George uses his body effectively down low there. I mean, the defense pretty much has no choice but to foul him in that situation.
George hits them both.
Nicely done. Without much separating these teams, that's when you have to make good at the line.
And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. Ball passes to Sohan. Wembanyama against Embiid.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
Well, that was want to. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Pass to Wembanyama. Over Embiid. And he sinks it. And he's tied it up. What a shot!
Already in year 1, Wembanyama hitting shots in crucial parts of the game.
34 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Shoots a fadeaway. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
Here's Paul. Pass to Wembanyama. To the right side. Shot clock at 5. Spurs need to get one up here. The 3 from Barnes. Off target from downtown. And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. Fires away from way outside. Oh, had a chance to win it right there. Couldn't get it to fall. Time expired. Boy, these teams have battled tooth and nail for 4 quarters. Now we're headed to overtime. This one should be fun. And here's Paul. Oubre is at the 2 with George playing the 3. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then it's Joel Embiid. And it's Yabusele in at the 4 spot. Wembanyama, no good. The 76ers shooting about 41% for 3. George. Now here's Oubre. He's closely guarded. Can't connect from short range. San Antonio has gotten 3 of their 7 threes to find the net in this matchup. Ball passes to Wembanyama. Too much for him inside.
Tight defense, but Wembanyama has the length and body control to overcome it.
Pass to Embiid. Over Wembanyama. And there's Embiid. That one's good. And the assist from Maxey.
And you can see why they put him in these spots. He's able to use his size to get the shot he wants.
Not only perfect execution, how about perfect timing, too?
Hard to turn down a look that good. Still, long twos are losing favor, and misses like that are the reason why.
Cash! So great seeing Maxey come through in the big spots, continuing to evolve right before our eyes.
San Antonio with the ball. Paul. Yes! And tie game! Huge basket right there. And timeout is called by Nick Nurse. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. Paul against Maxey. Shoots. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Here's San Antonio now. Barnes passes to Wembanyama.
Yes! No fear in this young man. We're already getting a sense of Wembanyama's killer instinct.
Outside Maxey.
Maxey is a do-it-all guard. I mean, defense never knows if he's going to shoot it, pass it, or take off the dribble.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to one. Can knock it down, and they really needed that one. And they committed intentional foul. We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
He drops the first one, and that'll put him up 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throws. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
George's shot is off, and now they foul and stop the clock.
Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who would go to the line.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Unflappable. This guy relishes being the man to put the game away.
So we see the Spurs get the win here. They escape with the W, even though they needed a few extra minutes to pull it off.
You know, and both teams gave their all. But when it came down to overtime, it was about who had more determination.
All right, Allie's ready to go. She's court. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. We'll see you later.